I was standing at my parents' graves holding my children when my husband leaned over and whispered, "My name is Jack and I am a 33-year-old man living in Los Angeles. The day my parents passed away, I was holding my children's hands, so tight their knuckles were white." The preacher's voice got lost in the cold wind. Dirt roses and sadness all mixed into one sad moment. That's when Lisa leaned in, my wife. Her breath was close to my ear. Her words cut me like a knife. She said I want a divorce right at my parents' funeral, while I stood between the sadness of death and the soft touch of my children's fingers. I did not cry, I did not gasp. I just looked down at the coffins going into the ground. For the first time I knew the woman I had loved was already gone. She had charm, that nice smile, the kind of drive that makes you believe she could lift the whole world if she wanted. I thought she was my rock, my safety. We built a family, kids, a house, the dream of forever. But dreams break. The first break was small. Late nights at work, excuses that didn't add up. A perfume I didn't know on her clothes. Then the message I was not supposed to see. "Last night was perfect, he'll never know." That's when the woman I thought I married disappeared. In her place was a stranger who wanted to get rid of me like a broken toy. Sadness and betrayal are twin fires. They burn in different ways, but they both burn you out. I stood in that fire, and instead of turning to dust, I started getting stronger. She thought her timing was perfect, that I'd be too broken from burying my parents to fight back. She didn't know what family I came from, because when they passed, my father left me something. A letter hidden in his jewelry box, sealed with wax. If you're reading this, it means I am gone. But know this, I've kept something safe for you, something you may need one day. Attached was a key. Small, old, but full of promise. It led me to a safety deposit box. Inside were documents, deeds, investments. My father, quiet all his life, had been anything but weak. He'd been planning, saving, protecting. I was not poor, I was not weak. I was ready. I acted like the sad man, the broken husband. While behind closed doors, I was preparing my counterattack. I moved my inheritance quietly into trust for my children, secured the house in ways she didn't understand, moved accounts, so by the time she filed, there was nothing left for her to take. I hired the best lawyer, one who knew how to handle women like her. I wrote down everything. Her affairs, her neglect, the money mistakes she thought I didn't notice. Every receipt, every lie. I saved them like proof for a trial, and then I waited. We sat across from each other at the negotiation table. She smirked like she was already free, already richer, lighter, ready to trade me in for someone younger. Then my lawyer began. Page after page, proof was laid out with perfect care. The affair, the secret accounts, she thought I'd never find the debts she'd tried to hide. Her smirk vanished, her hands tightened. By the time the judge spoke, the power had shifted. She did not walk away with half. She walked away with nothing but debt and shame. The house mine. The custody of our children mine. Her reputation ruined, and the inheritance she never knew existed, protected, untouchable. It happened weeks later when she came to the house defeated. She stood on the porch, the same porch where we once dreamed together. She looked at me like she didn't recognize the man in front of her. "Was it worth it?" she asked, her voice empty. I looked at her, this woman who whispered my destruction over my parents' graves. "Yes," I said simply, because it wasn't revenge from anger. It was just as clean, sharp, final. My children are safe. My life is my own. And when I visit my parents' graves, I no longer cry. I thank them for the secret, for the strength, for teaching me that being silent can be power, and that survival isn't about holding on. It's about knowing when to fight back. She thought she buried me that day at the cemetery, but all she did was wake up the part of me she never saw coming. And when I finally fought back, I didn't just end her game, I ended her dream of control. What lesson did you learn from this story? Please let me know in the comments.